Ms. Seva. My name is Nur Ainin Adlimati Rosli. I would like to be presenting our introduction for this assignment. Intercultural communication is a type of human speech that consists diverse sounds, vocabulary, and grammatical qualities that can be linked in a unique way to external factors, including geography and social influences. A dialect is a variety of a language that is widely spoken and influenced by regional or social variables according to linguistics. The East Coast dialect of Malaysia is distinct in that it pronounces differently than the West Coast dialect. The goal of the study was to see how the Kelantan dialect differ particularly in the Pasir Mas district and to see if there were any notable variation between Kelantan and Standard Malay. To conclude, Kelantan dialect is a distinct dialect that is enjoyable to listen to when spoken. The ability to speak and understand the Kelantan dialect is a requirement for the community identity. The Kelantan accent not only make this community love and appreciate, but it also brings them closer together and strengthen their connection despite Kelantan multicultural background. Effort to strengthen its long-term viability must be strategically supported by everyone. Overall, there are major variations between the Kelantan dialect and Standard Malay in terms of vowel phonemes, consonant phonemes, vocabulary distribution, form, grammar, and so on.
Hi, my name is Siti Nomarna binti Umar and I will be explaining about the history. Kelantan Patani Malay is profoundly dissimilar from Johor, Perak and Kedah. I will explain to you why. Because each of the states have very tall mountain and also arcane forest. But in Kelantan, we can call it flat earther or call it a land with so many flat land. Kelantan Patani Malay is so discreet enough. Even if it broadcasts in the radio, we can catch what they're talking or saying easily. This is because the Kelantan Patani Malay is different from Standard Malay. They have a mixture of Thailand slang. It is so tricky for us to differentiate it. Bahasa Kelantan is also known as Bahasa Kelantan for the Kelantanese and also the other state. It is also called as Bahasa Besut. Bahasa Kelantan dialect is so different from common populace Malay speaker in Malaysia, Brunei and Indonesia. Southern Thailand is positioned close to Thailand. This is why they got the mixtures of the dialect from. Kelantanese is spoken not only in Kelantan but also in Setiu in Terengganu, Perhentian Island, Merapu Township, and also Lipis in Pahang. A little bit inside of this history, Patani Malay is the ruling dialect in Naratiwat, Yala, and Patani, where the ethnic Malay make the lion's share of the populace there. In addition, they also spoke this dialect in Songkhla and Bangkok. This is a simple diagram that you can see for you to understand how this works. So up there we have the BM Purba, which is Bahasa Melayu Purba, the prehistoric Malay. And then it was split into two branches. The first one is Ancient Malay, Parent Malay, which is Bahasa Melayu Indo, and the dialect is under BM Indo. The lowest line here we have a dialect A, dialect B, and dialect C, which is a lot of dialect from other states. And not to forget modern Malay, which we use in our school and daily conversation. Definitely, the Kelantanese lingo has the same phonological likeness with the Patani Malay, because they were so near and the relationship between both districts are nearly inseparable.
In phonetics and phonology, vowel sounds are defined as those that are generated without any limits on air conduction, and they are also referred to as voice sound. A vowel sound's categorization may be influenced by the tongue's posture and lip type. When we pronounce it, this process includes the oral cavity, while the form of the lips and the oral cavity size affect whether the vowel sound is a sound that open mid, close mid, and also close. Okay. Additionally, the posture of the tongue and the opening of the lips when we pronounce it affects whether the uttered vowel is a front, center, or back. In brief, the vowel name is labeled according to the posture of the tongue, that is front, near, and also the middle. 7 local phonemes are used in the Kelantan dialect, which is A, E, I, O, U, and E. For example, in Kelantan dialect, tangan is meaning of tangan or hand, sera means rasa or feel, Hidung means hidung or nose. Pagar means pagar or gate. Okay, gare means garam or salt. Okay, ular means ular or snake. Last but not least is begomo. Okay, that means begadu or fighting. All these words include 7 vowel phonemes, which is the phoneme vocal frenaro, the semi-narrow, the front vowel, the middle vowel, the narrow vowel, the semi-narrow rear vowel, and the last one is the semi-narrow vowel.
Hi madam, my name is Amliana Anissa binti Mahathir. So in this video, I would like to present my part, which is the summary of this assignment. As a summary of this report, according to the researchers in his study Kelantan Malay Dialect Vowel Inventory, the assessment has explained that the vowel phonemes that exist in the Kelantan dialect have only 7 vowel phonemes. It is A, E, I, O, U, E. Based on this assignment, we can conclude that in the Pasir Mas sub-dialect, there are 7 phonemes based on the information we obtain. Among them are number 1, wide front vowel A, semi-narrow front vowel E, narrow front vowel I, semi-narrow back vowel O, narrow back vowel U, middle vowel E, and semi-narrow back vowel E. So for the examples of the words in the Pasir Mas sub-dialect that have the vowel phoneme A are pisang, apple, and tangan, which mean banana fruit, apple fruit, and also hand in standard Malay. As for the word from vowel phoneme A, this semi-narrow vowel phoneme E exists in the Pasir Mas sub-dialect words because most words experience consonant abortion at the end of the word. In examining the narrow back vowel phoneme U that exists in the Kelantan dialects, especially in Pasir Mas, we have examined the words from the research we did in elaborating further with respect to the phoneme. So based on the search results, the word with the vowel phoneme U are ula, paku, and tuku, which each means snake, nail, and hammer in standard Malay. So based on our search again, the word that has semi-narrow back vowel phoneme O is mata, which means eye, and also muka, which means face in standard Malay. From the 2 words above, most of the words have a change at the end of the word where in standard Malay. Each word ends with a vowel phoneme A, but in Kelantan dialect, most words will change to a semi-narrow back vowel phoneme O as the word mata and muka. Next, based on our search results, we found data provided by a researcher namely Eddie Yasran on his study of the Kelantan Malay Dialect Vowel Inventory. A re-evolution also provides examples of consonant phoneme O that exists in the Kelantan dialect. As example, the word busy has been changed to sibo. The difference in the use of pronoun according to the Kelantan Malay dialects with the standard language shows that this dialect has its own special features. Thank you. To conclude, Kelantan dialect is a distinct dialect that is enjoyable to listen to when spoken. The ability to speak and understand the Kelantan dialect is a requirement for the community identity. The Kelantan accent not only make this community love and appreciate, but it also bring them closer together and strengthen their connection despite Kelantan multicultural background. Effort to strengthen its long-term viability must be strategically supported by everyone. Overall, there are major variations between the Kelantan dialect and standard Malay in terms of vowel phonemes, consonant phonemes, vocabulary distribution, form, grammar, and so on.